We can't hear you, Ron. You're muted.
Okay.
I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I do every day I can. It looks like the morning or the evening, depending on where you are. It's live at 5 if you're in African Central Time. And if you're on the East Coast of New York, it is Eastern Standard Time. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome, Gwendolyn. And right off the bat in the building. And also our wonderful Chris, who is the co-host of this program on Thursdays. Here he is. Here he is.
In all his glory.
Oh, goodness gracious. So what's going on I heard it is extremely hot in New York City today.
It's warm yesterday and today. We hit 88 yesterday, and we're going to hit 87 today.
90 is forecast for New York today.
Probably.
Woo! Wow. How's it looking over where you are, Gwendolyn? How's Texas doing?
Well, Arlington's at 73. A slight overcast, but I think we're going to get some sun.
Okay. Well, it's morning still, you guys. Still morning.
I'm loving your mic. You sound so crisp.
Probably because she has a new mic.
I don't have a new mic. I brought it closer. That's all.
Okay, you sound like really crisp.
We've never seen the mic before.
Yeah, I've had this mic for over a year.
Yeah, like
it looks brand new.
No, I'm sitting lower. So I'm I'm behind it. Yes,
it's just the way. Yeah, okay. I know something's different. So
yes,
you sound good. You sound good.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And
I need feedback.
It matches your look. I'm feeling the look.
It definitely does. It definitely does. So we have some interesting conversation for today. But today, for those that don't know, you're here for the first time. Today is our TrendWatch Thursday. So there's a couple of items that we're going to be talking about that are trending or should be trending. Hey, Dr. Tachi's in the building as well. So
we got a full crew today.
The crew is in the building. Yeah, there she is. So we'll be talking about some interesting subjects today. And I had to rush it when Gwendolyn sent me my link. I had to rush and do some homework. And I was like, oh, this is a really good topic. I'm so glad to be included. So let's say good morning.
Hey, I thought I had you in there. I mean, like
no. So you know what?
It was okay. So it was two things. One, I knew that he was on WhatsApp. So I was like, I don't want to send everything over here. But then I did add you. I added you yesterday. And I was like, well, why is he not responding? And then I realized, okay, maybe I didn't hit the little enter button. So, sorry.
You know what, though? I think when we created this group, it was for when we were throwing him the
this is an old group, so he wasn't part of it, so that he didn't become wise. Yeah.
I'm like, why is he not responding? And then I looked like, oh, he's not in it.
No, my thing was like, oh, he must be asleep. Every time I thought he must be asleep.
I was like, what are they talking about? And I'm like, I'm not getting it. So, but I'm glad to be I'm glad to be in part of the number.
Glad when the Saints go marching in, yes.
Yeah, there you go. See, Dr. Tachi.
I'm just shaking my head on it. I'm not going to give it.
Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi. No, I'm telling you, she would have been right in the congregation growing up with me. She would have been right there in the pew. Church ladies.
Hold on. What's that on your hat?
Oh, this?
Yes.
Lady Fortitude. You know I'm a Delta.
Yes. Okay.
I like that hat.
Yes. So Lady Fortitude. That was Fortitude was a sculpture that was commissioned by the Deltas in the 70s, and it sits on the campus of Howard University in the Valley. So it's funny, I used to pass it every day. So yeah, that's one of our official symbols.
Right. And for all the
Step in.
international students out there, international folks, and you don't know what a fraternity or a sorority is, that's what.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We have these special organizations when it comes to schools in America. And so this is really good. Okay, cool. Let's say good morning to some folks. Hello, wonderful Tanya is in the building. She says, good day, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. And in the building also is our Miss Chris R. She says, good morning. She gets the silver. Tanya gets the gold. And right behind there for the bronze is, hey, y'all, Christine from Thailand. I'm going to always say Thailand. A resident of Thailand.
So let me say, Swadika.
Wait a minute. Say it again, Dr. Tachi. That was good.
That's how you say hello. And I know it differs when you're speaking to men and to women. My Thai is not, it's non-existent. But also, happy Songkran to you. Yesterday, this past week was Songkran, which is their water festival in Thailand. So.
Okay. Look at you. We just international here.
Yes.
Right.
Did you see Dr. Tachi just spew it out? She just let us know.
I love it.
Okay. Well, I can't be completely useless. So
you're never useless. Never. Not here. Never useless. And Christine says, please talk about Justin Fairfax because I am in shock. Okay, I'm gonna put a star on that.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
I don't have all the details on it, but I mean, like for the alert that I got, I haven't seen a why as to why he did what he did.
Oh, the lieutenant governor. Yeah. I saw that.
I don't know.
Well, no. Why. So there's a. You want to just do it now, or you want to put a pause and do it a little bit later?
Yeah, we'll do. I put a pin in it, and it
okay. Yeah, there is a reason behind it.
I just wanted to. I was just curious. I'm doing a real quick Fairfax. Yeah. So. Oh. Okay. Oh wow. He died.
Are we putting a pin in it, or are we gonna go ahead and do it?
No. Going on. Moving right along. We won't be talking about it. There's a pin in it. I was just curious. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. And let me just continue with I got distracted. Mr. Ole is in the building. Ole Mona is in the building. He says, good evening from Tanzania, East Africa. So good to see you from East Africa. It is 4 hours earlier than it is here.
So I'm thinking you all speak Swahili, Kiswahili in Tanzania. So Jambo.
Oh, doctor.
I learned that yesterday. If you were reading the comments, I learned that yesterday.
We need another country because I want to see if she knows more.
Look, that's
probably about the extent of the country. And this says Dr. Tachi. Hold on a second. She says, Dr. Tachi, feel free to cuss me out. It will be my honor.
Never. Now, if you bring me some people who deserve it, no problem.
She doesn't know
lots of people for you too.
Bryson says, what's up, Ron? What's up, Chris? What's up, Tachi? What's up, Gwendolyn? What's up, everybody? Happy the Mummy Friday Eve. Ooh.
It is Mummy Eve.
Another mummy movie.
And moving right along. And Kelly says also, good morning, everyone. Y'all are all glowing. Oh, it helps because the sun is right here, shining on me. And Chris says also, yes, my Thai is, well, I'm improving on it. Nice. Thai. I love Thai food, and I can't wait to Thai. And one of my buddies wants to go to Thai in December, so I might just like sneak a Thai visit for December. I'm trying to work it out. We'll see. Bryson says, we got the grand finale of CinemaCon. We got Paramount Pictures and the Walt Disney Studios panels. And if y'all don't know what CinemaCon is, it's the biggest movie convention of the year.
Indeed it is.
It is. It is. And Charlene says, good morning, everyone.
Before you do that, I want to also put a pin on that one too, because I want to talk about the Walt Disney Studios and Walt Disney and ABC, what they just did this past week.
Oh, what did they do? We want to put a pin in it?
Yeah, put a pin on that one. We'll get back to that one too.
We got a lot of damn pins.
Yes.
Chris says, divorce?
Fairfax.
I see lots of divorce. What's going on with the divorce?
Fairfax.
Yeah.
The lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to do that now?
Might as well.
Oh, we might as well. We're almost there. Hold on. We're almost there. Hold on a second. We're almost there. Charlene says, come through, Dr. Tachi. And Bryson said, what's up, Kelly? And Kelly says, hey, Bryson. Okay, now we're ready. Now we can go there.
Okay, where are we going?
The lieutenant governor of, is he former lieutenant governor or current?
He's the 44th lieutenant governor of Virginia.
Yeah, so him and his wife were going through
2022.
Him and his wife were going through a very messy divorce. And earlier this year, he called the police on her, claiming domestic violence. Little did he know that she had cameras installed in the house, and they found those claims to be false. But yesterday, it was a murder-suicide. So he killed his wife and killed himself.
What?
Yeah.
Listen.
Wow.
May I? This is very disturbing, because again, it is not that these types of things have not happened in the past, but there are two semi-high profile Black families that this has happened to. So if you recall, in Florida, the vice mayor of Coral Springs was unalived by her husband, and she is the first, or was the first, Haitian and Black woman that was the vice mayor for Coral Springs. She was well loved. And here's the thing. We were in the same organization, Women of Color Empowerment Institute, but we never crossed paths. So I did not know her, but apparently she was an amazing person, an amazing woman. So this is disturbing, and I don't want to call it a trend, but I will say that something is awry here when it comes to mental health, when it comes to what society accepts, what women and men, but what women endure silently. So just because you are in a high profile relationship, just because you are educated, does not preclude you from experiencing domestic violence. So both of these things happening so close together is very disturbing.
Yeah. Christina says, remember, he had SA charges levied against him when he ran for governor, but he beat the charges.
Yeah.
Beat the charge.
And to go back to Kelly's comment, their teenage kids were in the home, like your children.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I believe it was the daughter that found him and called 911.
Oh no! Here, Chris says his son made the call.
Oh, okay.
His son made the 911 call. Oh, that's so horrible. And they're young, so young.
And it's something that will play over and over and over in their minds forever.
Yeah, the kids.
They're going to need a lot of therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is so sad. My condolences go out to the family and to the people of Virginia. That is not, that's horrible. Murder, suicide. Woo.
But if I can jump on what Dr. Tachi shared, and you don't want to call it a trend, however, we are seeing this behavior among even young men, and it's been around for a while, that if a young lady does not accept his advances, the idea is to harm her in some way and go as far as unaliving her. At what point do we say there is an issue over there? It's an issue. It's a serious issue. We're not teaching our young men how to deal with disappointment. And that just because you are a guy does not mean that every woman you come across is just at your beckoning call. That's not how that works. But there is still this idea that women are just property. And when you go in and you ask for protection, it's is laughed about. It's not taken seriously. We have seen women who have been in the hospital and been harmed.
Yeah. And this is not a new trend. It's not a new trend. It's not a new thing. This has been going on for decades. And
Centuries.
what does it take for women, or in some cases men, to be believed when they say, and then police say they can't do anything unless something actually happens. When something happens, it's too late.
It's
too late.
And then they're just sending their thoughts and prayers. That's not enough.
But let you harm somebody's dog.
Child.
And all of a sudden, oh, I need to get a protection order because that's just cruel. Are you kidding me right now?
Well, Americans don't put the same value on human life as they do animals, and that's the unfortunate thing.
When a dog can sit at the same table as you and eat, that's how you know.
Yeah. So it is awful.
I like dogs, but you're not going to sit at the same table I sit at and eat.
Girl.
So I mean, I just again, unaliving is of oneself is I want to say it's trend, but it is more it's happening more in today's society, and I'm not sure, maybe because we have more media, we have more social media, but it's definitely happening more in our communities. And there's been documents. I met this woman at the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, and she specializes with men, and how many men attempt to unalive themselves. And so they have a whole therapy, counseling, give them the whole brain approach to surviving, and not only surviving but thriving. And I met her when I was at the Manhattan Chamber in New York City, and I did not realize until I met her how prevalent it is, especially in America. So.
And there's this whole thing is multi-layered, because there is therapy, but then there's the cost of therapy. We think it's like, oh, these people need therapy, but can they afford and pay for it? And it's not always readily available, especially to certain communities. There's also a stigma in many communities, our community, and immigrant communities, that you don't need that. Don't do that. Don't bring shame on our family by doing that. And so people then don't seek the help, even if they can afford to get it. And then the last thing I want to say is, I am so anti-medicine, anti-pharmaceutical. However, there are times when you need to take it, and there's no harm in doing it. Just like any other organ in the body can be sick, so can your brain. And if you need the medication to help with that, and you can do it, there's a way to do it, then do it. Don't be ashamed of it. The last time I said anything about medication, because I'm not that type of doctor, but I had a friend, we were both faculty at the same university. We were all young. We all came in at the same time. And she was always on some kind of pharmaceutical, like depression medication. I'm like, are you going to take those for the rest of your life? Not saying don't take them, but I was just like, I couldn't fathom that. She was like, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to take them. Why did I open my mouth? Because for that next week, we had to spend the night with her to make sure she did not unalive herself. That's how sick she was. So if you need the medication, take it.
Take the medication. And again, like you said, in our community, it is looked. I mean, I find now I know so many gentlemen in our community that are now getting therapy. I think among the younger generation, maybe in the 40s and 50s, they're doing it. But our parents did not believe in that. So, but it is necessary.
There's one more layer there, Ron. There's one more layer, and that layer is what we teach our young men. And I've said it a couple times. Young women have a different program. We were born into the world of options, education, transportation, the whole 9 yards. These young men are getting the same old program from 19 whatever, that you're just a man. You don't have to show up as a full person. You don't have to learn communication skills. You don't have to be a partner. We keep telling them these lies. And because we keep telling them these lies that you can't show emotion, then you create this product. At what point do we stop yelling at boys, little boys, for crying. Boys don't do that. Boys don't do this. Men don't do. It's like those are lies, and it creates this current crisis. The programming for our young men across all ethnicities is garbage.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the problem.
And honestly, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I forgot his name. The gentleman. I forgot. God, he's the rich guy that does the podcast. He has such a passion for men in the country. Young men are so neglected, as in the ability to be free, to express themselves, to share what they're struggling, what they're dealing with. Men in our, especially, I don't know in other countries. I just know in America, it is something that is a major problem in our society, because that's why we have so many young men that are unaliving themselves. We have so many young men that are incarcerated or are going through doing some really, like you said, when a woman says no, they don't know how to deal with the no,
Yeah.
So we have a crisis for men, especially in America.
I just wanted to say really quickly to Gwendolyn's point, really, if you are a man, a young man, I'm not, so I can't say that, but I can imagine I would be livid that you have such low expectations, such low societal expectations of me, that you only ascribe me 3/4 of an individual, 3/4 of a human being. Men are not allowed to be whole in our society, and that's problematic. So the fact that, like, oh yeah, like Gwendolyn says, you're a man, this is all that's expected of you, I would be livid. How dare you have such low expectations of me?
Well, it's also when I used to be a youth director, and I used to work with young people all the time. You could see the difference. I mean, and I always say to when I would talk to parents, if the young man, the girl dumped him. Let's say the girl dumped the guy. Guys, they carry that weight, that rejection in a way that is beyond what girls do. And the girls, because they have their moms to talk to, they have their girlfriends, they get it out. She dumped me, he dumped me, blah, and they can talk. They have the freedom to talk it out. Most men, they go into it, young men, they go into a conclusion, into a seclusion, and they become inclusive, and they just become kind of just like to themselves. They don't want to talk about it. She dumped me, and their hearts are broken, and they never deal with it. So,
I think that's why it's.
I mean, as a youth director, that's something I used to deal with personally.
Yeah, but I think that I can only use myself as an example. I think as men, we need to have create a culture of friendships, of people that you can talk to, people that are on your level, people that you can look up to. Because one of the things to me, all the things that are being said are absolutely true. But then, there are those rare cases where you grow up in a household where you're able to talk about your feelings, express yourself, don't hold it in, and then also create bonds with other people, so you never ever feel as though you're never heard or you never understood. That's the one thing I can say about myself and the group of friends that I've surrounded myself with. Things happen, shit happens in the world, and day to day things sometimes don't go the way you want to, but you don't hold it in. You speak to those friends, you speak to your partner, you speak to a loved one, let it out. Know that you can express yourself and get those things out. Because let me tell you something, when you don't do that, that stuff festers. It shows up in your health, it shows up in your relationship, and then ultimately it can show up in the way that it showed up for this young man and his wife and family. I mean, there's no need that's a whole other discussion. But my thing is, if you've got to a point in your life where you feel as though you don't need to be here and you feel as though you can't talk to someone, don't go taking someone else's life. Leave that to yourself. There are so many, there's help out there, but if you feel as though, don't harm someone else.
One of my good friends, he's been doing the suicide line. He's been doing that for at least now, I would say about 20 years. He's been and he goes in. That was his second job. He had a regular job during the day, but at nighttime, he was on those calls, lived on those calls to help people to not unalive themselves. So it is definitely a need. It's something that's been going on for a long time, but it is more prevalent today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Thank you guys for taking us. Thank you, Christine, for bringing that topic up so that we can share it and talk about it. What else is on the agenda for today?
So, Brian,
if you go there, guys, if you're in the building, make sure you hit the like. And if you're here for the first time, hit subscribe. Okay, thank you. Okay, Chris.
All right, so Bryson had brought up something in the his previous show. Let me put it up.
Yes.
He didn't really talk about, but sorry, we're both doing it at the same time. Let's talk about this whole Disney ABC thing. So I don't know if you guys know, Disney now has a new CEO. Bob Iger just stepped down recently within the last month, I believe, and there's a new CEO. And of course, when the guard changes, there are going to be changes. Disney laid off 1,000 people from their Marvel Studios creative department, the department that actually really made all these cinematic movies for Marvel and the big box office that they were. Laid off 1,000 people. They have a skeleton crew. And we're now, this is what it's looking at as the entrance of the AI age in movie making, because I think that's exactly what they're going to be doing. Wow. And people are pissed.
Dr. Tachi, this is your wheelbarrow.
Yes, I'm just looking to the sky for a moment to give me strength to talk about again.
You know the media world. You know this is AI is really.
Well, can I go before Dr. Tachi?
Go ahead, please.
Because this is not just about like the movie industry, it is across the board. So I'm going to take a real quick step back. Before I left my full-time job, we were looking at how do we bring in technology to make everybody's life better, the employee, the customer, our business. If I can take a chat bot to handle very basic, simple questions, where is my order? What are your store hours? What's your return policy? Then that allows me to bring back maybe 10 more people to help my customers and make more money. That is using AI and technology that's best for all persons. Everybody.
Yes.
You don't have to cut jobs. You don't have to get rid of people. That's a BS excuse for greed. We have to start calling stuff exactly what it is, because you can have AI in your movies and still keep your crew. That's a choice.
Go ahead, Dr. Tachi.
No, 100% peanut butter and jelly. I don't know why I said that. I just did. Maybe I'm hungry.
But peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly.
Why did I do that? But that's okay. We love Ron for that. We love Ron for that. It is a choice, because here's the thing, and I've been saying this for a long time. At some point, we in the entertainment and the media industries are going to have to get used to making less money than we do. Do we need to make the amount of money, or does the industry need to make the amount of money it does to survive? No. I mean, here's the thing. It's all tied to the different costs, but a lot of the costs are some of these big wig executives that are at the top that are making millions and billions in some cases. That you don't need that much, right? So just like they ask us, oh, well, times are tough. You don't need to make that much. And this is in all industries, but we're speaking specifically about media. So I'm like, we don't need to make that much. And I've been saying this for about 10 years now, that we all probably need to get used to looking at why do we need to make this much, and do we need to make this much? We don't, but it's been tradition, so it continues to go on. Go ahead.
So wait. That's the thing. I want to slight correction. I don't think we should be saying we, because it's not we. It's not the regular people. You know, that the gaffers, the people that are behind the cameras and doing. It's the executives that are pocketing this money. Well, it is the executive, and then on top of it, hold on before you make the next point. On top of that, a lot of these companies are seeing the negative impacts of laying off their workforce and only using AI because they've lost that humanity and they've lost that connection with their customer base because of it.
Well, Gwendolyn and I can talk about that one, right?
Man, I know put my video out. I'm gonna put it out again.
Losing.
Here's why I say we.
The customer base. I tell people all the time when I go, I used to go to CVS and go get my, little items, and they would put you over towards a little machine and, scan yourself out. And then the person that's at the scanner would say, and I was like, no, I want to register. And they're like, almost like, wow, old man, why are you being difficult? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to save your job. I want human contact. I want to interact with the human, because guess what? When I go over to that machine, 9 times out of 10, I got to call you over. That usually happens. And I don't get it.
Sorry, go ahead, Gwendolyn, and then I will.
Yeah, the reason why I say we is because, yes, an executive made the decision. But when people talk about AI, when they talk about any kind of technology, they just make it like it's facts. And it just becomes truth. You don't have to agree to the BS. They're like, yeah, AI took my job. AI did not take your job. That's why I say we. The words we use and how we choose to talk about something is going to solidify how something is seen. Stop using these inanimate objects as the reason why something happened and start calling out the BS. Some executive in some room took your job. If AI is that great, it could take a CEO job. We haven't replaced them. Yeah. CEO, CFO, COO. Why not get an AI take their job and save mad money? Hello, they making the millions. How does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
And I do say we, because this is the thing. Not us as an individual we's, but we as in the collective in the industries, because there are several we's who work for the status quo to remain the way it is. When you as an individual are like, oh, well, I'm just using YouTube to kind of level up because I really want my show to be on XYZ so I can make XYZ money. You're part of that too. You are part of the problem too. You help perpetuate that same status quo of the industry. I do say we. It's not everyone in the we, but there are an awful lot of we's who perpetuate that.
And you are the professional in that industry.
Well, I guess, but
you are.
I suppose. But
you are. Wow. I mean that. Yeah. So
there's one other thing I wanted to say about AI and this type of thing. So we saw that this was going to be a thing that media companies leaned on when Tyler Perry forwent, is that a word? Today it is. Forwent building out his already 300-acre studio in Atlanta. I think it's in Midtown Atlanta, because Sora came out. So he put all those plans on hold because now, where's your Sora now? Where's your Messiah now?
It's gone. It's gone.
Where's your Messiah now? So the whole thing is that, they were leaning so much on it, and it's not material because it's not ready. It's not at that point where you can make whole move. I am taking AI film classes now and working with it. It is tiring. Okay. It is not easy at all. And it's not ready. There's a lot that you have to do. And you can't use AI by itself. You have to use that. Plus, like for the things I'm doing, I'm using 3 different or 4 different AI platforms to put together, 1 minute of film. And then I still have to edit in Adobe Premiere. So it is not the simple way that people think it is. And it's not ready. There's still a lot of bugs there. And finally, people have AI fatigue right now. We're only 3 years into the mass media stage or mass adoption stage of things like ChatGPT. And already people have had it with AI slop. So we're not there yet.
Can we talk about the adverse effects also of what AI is doing, not to just businesses, but just to the regular people? So I'm going to throw something out as far as consumers. And I don't know if people really know this. Maybe you guys know because you guys are photographers and creators. Do you know there is a shortage of like storage, RAM, all that type of stuff? So for instance,
NAS drive?
Yes. So
Yeah.
Sony is no longer making flash storage drives to put in their cameras. A lot of companies aren't making flash storage anymore because there's a shortage because AI requires a lot of that. So in addition to like all of the makers of storage, because now there's only like one or two really making it, the prices have gone up. So typically, like let's just say a 1 terabyte drive could have cost you maybe like $50 to $100. That 1 terabyte drive now is costing you anywhere between $100 to $200. All right.
Really?
Last year, because I'm doing a lot more YouTube videos, I needed more storage. I bought an 8 terabyte drive. Right, an 8 terabyte drive cost me $400 last year. If you go on Best Buy right now, an 8 terabyte drive can cost you anywhere between $800 to $1,000.
Really?
The devil is a liar.
I'm glad I bought all along before going on the trip.
There was a guy who put out he put out a note for all photographers and creators last year saying, hey, if you need a solid state drive or a NAS drive, now is the time to get it because the price is about to go up the wazoo. And it has not disappointed. It's ridiculous. Now, I don't need any more space. I'm at a place of if you have not purchased your photos, them bitches is gone.
Yeah,
exactly.
The other thing is photographers rely on storage cards to put in their devices to take photos. Here's the thing. Yeah. Every so often you have to buy a new card because either the card is corrupt or it's just outlived its lifespan. What happens if you, as a photographer for your business, need to buy a flash storage card and you can't afford to buy it because it's just about the same price as your camera?
Yeah. Exactly. Wow, I did not know that. I mean, I've only been away for 2 months, and all this is going on.
No, this started last year.
I did not realize
last year. Yeah,
I noticed that I went and got my 3 terabyte cards, and I rack up one of them. I love them because they're small. But for
go look at the price. Go look at the price of it now. Go look at the price of it now. It's doubled or sometimes even tripled. And this is all because of AI. AI takes so much computing power in storage. And this is why these facilities now they run hot. They're siphoning the water from local municipalities, and communities are having water issues.
Yeah, there are places that are having water issues, and people are losing fresh water, and also the water. And in some places are already in drought situations, and these AI devices or storage is taking a lot of water from the country. Also, I don't know if you read. I read this week. That the Iran crisis in Iran, Israel war, because a lot of those, some of the oils is something in the oil, something about the oil is also used in these storage. Now, I did hear about that part of it, that these chips require a certain element from the oil that is produced. And because they're not getting that oil, the particular chips that are needed for all of these devices are now not being manufactured.
Well, to Chris's point, do you think the fervor for Greenland was in a bubble?
No way.
It's all connected. When we know this, it's all connected.
In order for that to really survive. Do you think it was in a bubble? You don't think some stupid tech bro was in their ear talking about that?
You know, Dr. Tatiana, I never thought about that.
It's all connected.
I mean, you think about Greenland. I know they say they want the resources. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking of the drilled resources.
That too.
The climate and the water from the ice. Greenland is mostly ice.
That would facilitate a place for there to be data centers.
I never put that piece together. Am I the only one in the room?
No, it makes total sense.
Probably not.
Probably
I
not.
mean, hello, that
You just have to think about, because again, I watch a lot of YouTube, and there are a lot of things I like to watch. Well, one of the things I like to watch is videos about the coldest places in the world, like Yakutsk, which is part of it's Russia basically, but so Siberia basically. So it is the coldest inhabited place in the world. So it
Yes.
can get to below minus 70 degrees Celsius in the winter. So you really can't even be outside for long. So it's really, and it's on permafrost. So it's really interesting. So I keep looking at places like that. And when you start having people interested in, why are you there? It's too cold, but there's always a reason. So this is why I started following breadcrumbs and started making these things. There's another place in Norway. What is that island that belongs to Norway, that's off of the coast? It's very far north. So they've got a data center there. It's another cold place, but not as cold as Yakutsk. So when you, I can't remember the name of it, but when you start seeing interest in places like that where there's not much else but ice and snow, know that there are probably, besides rare earth minerals, data center dreams.
interest. I never put that together. But also, this Dr. Elise has it. This is what I was talking about. It's not the oil, it's the hydrogen. That's what it was for these. Because of the situation in Iran, they are not able to get the hydrogen they need, which is part of the makeup of these ships. Thank you, Elise.
Were you talking about Bear Island off of the coast of Norway?
It's not. Bear Island is one, but there's another one, and it has like a Norwegian name, and I can't remember the name.
Longyearbyen, something like that. It's a larger island off of. It might
I
be
think
that.
so, and it's very far north, like Arctic Circle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is given. Now I need to do some more. I'm now interested in this research.
Yes.
I'm totally intrigued.
It is intriguing. It's interesting. And it just, how much money do people need? I know that is a very idealistic way of looking at things, but I'm like, you are so willing to go where you don't belong and basically take it because of your greed. Yeah. It's actually quite sickening.
No, it's a good question, Dr. Tachi. It's a good question. I know last year I asked people, like, how much is enough? Like, how much is enough? We say it often that a number of us, even in this room, are blessed beyond measure. That's true. Because the other things that we have, we don't need them. They're nice to haves, they're good to haves, but they're not necessities. So truly, how much is enough? And enough for you, not for what Mr. and Mrs. Jones or those other people say is enough. Like, how much is enough for you? That's the question. I asked it last year. I got a couple of answers.
How much is enough for you?
Well, it's like they mentioned about Elon Musk and all of the rich guys in the world. They have more money than they can ever spend in this lifetime
for generations to come,
and you still want more.
Though they get a kick out of you not having it as well. So they want it, but they also like to see the suffering of other people not having it. It gives them pleasure and joy, which is very sadistic.
So now, on the other topic, are y'all ready for that other topic?
Is this Gwendolyn's topic?
Gwendolyn's topic.
This is my topic.
She had me going down research ladder. I mean, because once I started reading, then me, I had to I went into ChatGPT. I looked up this. I was like, this is a quick. Gwendolyn, you can lay the groundwork for this conversation.
Well, which it's okay now. Which
the,
one?
The AAEC. Is that what you said?
Well, there is the one about Mr. Bloom.
Yes, Edward Bloom.
Yeah,
all right. So
the American Alliance of Equal Rights.
Okay, so I need to make sure I set the tone. So here's what, like, people in this room tend to read, for all the trolls who like to come through and shit. So I am reading again the Warmth of Other Suns, right? It's about the Black migration.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, Black folks just can't have nothing. Even in this space, when we are having our conversations about all things that involve all people, you still have people who feel the need to come in here and try to make themselves the main character of our story. And so you have a new lawsuit that is targeting the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Scholarship for Black students. We know about Edward Bloom. He's been trying to, I shouldn't say try, he has successfully more than one case torn down things that were built to lift up Black people, be it in education or business. And when people say that Black folks don't have working neighborhoods or schools or this, that, and the other, or businesses, keep in mind, when Black folks got their freedom, we had our own schools, hospitals, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Even with that, because certain Caucasians were not the center of our story, they came and they tore it down. And
Burn
so
it down.
I have a place in my life where I'm over this, and it's not me, but there are some people who have this white fascination that if we get a line dance or a new food, they feel the need to come in and figure out, how can I appropriate that? Add to that Vogue and that BS article about Tracy Ellis Ross, her hair being a cloud bob when it's a damn afro. Okay. At what point do we stop this whole, let me see how I can get someone else's approval who doesn't have melanin? Gwendolyn Percy is over it. And my family is the UN. We got Persians, Caucasians, Mexicans. We got everybody under the sun. So I'm not saying that I don't want people to come in and enjoy. Not saying that. Because Black folks love everybody. We have a very short memory. In fact, we have amnesia every day of the year. We don't remember nothing. Everybody comes in. We're the first to help people. We're the first to ride or die. That's what Black folks do. And sometimes to our disadvantage. So yes, the current thing is this scholarship that's being attacked. Another Black organization, a Black tool, if you will, is being attacked. And then you have everything else that we do. That for me, I'm at a place of, this fascination with getting someone with no melanin to learn a line dance or to learn how to cook something. I don't understand it. I just don't. I don't get it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I will. While you're talking, Chris, I'm going to bring up the article.
No, that's not.
That was me. Okay. Anyway,
that's my bad. That's
yeah, no worries. So there have been all sorts of, with this despicable, self-hating individual, because we see the people that go the hardest for these types of things are self-hating because they themselves are oppressed or whatever. We know what Bloom is and who he is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the same thing like people of the Cuban community in Florida voting against their own interests because they somehow feel that adjacency to non-melanatedness or whiteness will save them. Little do they know you are the Trojan horse to get everybody else to come in before they actually strike, right? So I think that to Gwendolyn's point, culture, I think, is wonderful because it can be shared, it can be passed down. I like for other people to partake and respect cultures. The problem is when it has come to Westerners, they have been very good at appropriating and then subsequently commodifying, which then removes voice from the original creators. And because we're so nice and kind, we always want to have people experience and come in. We don't see that. That's why I said in the chat, that's why Africa was colonized, because we were too busy trying to teach them line dances. So, at some point, there's a need to gatekeep, and people may, we don't want to. Well, then you don't want your cultural products and IP to continue in your name if you don't gatekeep. And it's unfortunate, but this is what it is. This is why we can't have nice things, because you took our kindness for weakness. Sorry, now we have to gatekeep and then find ways to commodify ourselves. And I think our thing is also, we are about the culture, and it's not always about the dollar. And I don't want us to become solely about the dollar, but this is why we have to protect the culture, so that if anybody is benefiting from it, it will be us. Why does it make sense? I mean, we have more now that we've gone toward the natural hair movement, but we still have a lot of companies that own products that we use. And the people that created these products, they've sold to the big ones like L'Oreal, Estee Lauder. Think of any of these venture capital funded beauty companies, and they've sold out. Now, this is a whole other conversation about whether they should or shouldn't. I'm not saying that, but the result is that now we don't own
our own property.
We don't have products, because what happens is when these companies take control, they change the formulas and they no longer work for us because they're trying to keep costs low. So the beautiful shea butter you use is now using highly refined shea scent instead of actual shea butter.
What it was created for.
Can I add one word to that, Dr. Tachi? So, and I sent you some links because I'm so particular about certain things, where my money goes, right? And I saw an ad from Dr. Kanks, and she was sharing how people have been saying, hey, I want to buy your stuff, but not at $50 for a bottle. Mind you, if it was anybody else, they wouldn't question that $50. So there's this other ad that's been running. I know you've seen it on Meta. I think it's called Ember and Roots. And they've been pushing this African net. And so I want to know. I want to know who's behind it. I cannot find who the owner is. And I mean, I can't find a founder name. I can't find anything. I am still looking. And we are at that place where if you don't want to talk about how you found this company, then I got to believe there's a reason why you're hiding your face. There's a lot of Black people who have left comments. When you look at their Instagram, it's all Black people who are like, oh, I love this. My skin is so clean, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, where's the founding story? Who's behind this? I want to see a face. I want to know that when I buy this product, it is going to someone who values what I value. And I can't find anything. Now, if somebody knows who owns Ember and Roots, I would like to know before I put my dollars down, because I need to know. I'm not going for it looks Black focused and it looks like it's based in Africa, but it's somebody doing something else. I can't do that. Can't do it, won't do it.
This is why there are things that now, okay, when it comes to the African net sponge, that's what we grew up using, right? Because it's from Africa, Nigeria.
I want one. I'm going to get one, but it needs to be legit.
Yes, exactly. Now, and I have them. There are companies that if you go to Shop the Hood, they've got a lot of companies that are vetted and I think there are about 2 or so that sell the African net sponge. We call it sisal, but so there are a few there. You just have to do the due diligence, because sometimes you're also doing harm by not researching and just buying from anybody. And it turns out that L'Oreal owns the company. And I'm not getting on L'Oreal today, but I also am.
So
yes.
When we talked about letting people come to the cookout, I'm gonna say right this: my cookout is closed. Right? If you're not part of my family, you can't come to the cookout. And just because you can keep time and you don't put raisins in your potato salad does not mean you get to come to the cookout. That is a no. No.
You know what? Again, this fervor to hand out, you get an invite, come here, you get an invite too. The fervor to do that is the fervor to be so, non-melanated adjacent. Why? And I see this in lots of the things we do. You have somebody that is with you at an event that's predominantly people that are melanated, and then all you see on the camera, oh, look at this non-melanated person. Who cares? They're there. Who cares? We keep putting the emphasis on these things too. So it's all as well.
Yeah.
It's like when you get it. I mean, Dr. Tachi, you may know this. When you're raised in church and you're raised in, a good Christian church, whatever, and they get excited when a movie star becomes a Christian, or maybe the movie star says a Christian-like thing, and then they get on top of that and say, "Oh, did you know such and such is born again?" I mean, as if that makes it better because they're adjacent to it or they're a part of it. And I think we do that with also when it comes to like you said, the line. When I saw the girl dancing in the line dance, I said maybe she's the wife of somebody.
Or even so hold on. Or even trying to appropriate gay and queer culture. Like that is a thing now. And I appreciate you sending me that video, because at first we were all like, we didn't get it, but then when you said just look closer and you saw her, like everyone's trying to appropriate ballroom. Like, no, this is not for you.
Madonna did a disservice by going in to Black and brown culture in ballroom settings and
the 80s, right?
stealing in the 80s. So it's been before them, but it really started then because Madonna made it cool.
Yeah,
the Madonna made it cool, so now everybody wanted to do that. I remember everybody, oh, have you seen Vogue? I'm like, I don't think it's out. Okay, whatever you like. But then
Vogue
you saw how quickly people dropped it.
Vogue was big, but these things that are in our community, the things that are in wherever, I mean, even the Spanish community, they are. No one looks at them. They're like, oh, it's just them. But when a white person starts doing it, it becomes, oh my gosh, that's an amazing dance. And
like, bitch,
it goes
we've been doing it for decades. We ain't doing that new.
I mean, like I said, like for instance, I mean, all the word slangs or different things that we say in our communities that now are mainstream today. But they were in our community.
Let's look at even hip hop. Look at hip hop culture. Look at hip hop culture. Not until young white teens embraced it did all of a sudden they said, "Oh, it's mainstream." Like, no, it's been here forever. We know what it is, but yet still not until you decided that. All right, well, your children now love it, so I guess it's mainstream.
So I'm gonna end my part with this, because I believe, like I said, my family, multicultural, love every single one from the moon and back. You come from my family, you come from me. However, in that same vein, I believe Black people need spaces where they are safe and secure. So if it is a yoga place owned by a Black lady or man, whatever, hey, if it's going to be, if we have, say, for example, the Afrotech conference, hey, but with every single thing, somebody somewhere like an Edward Bloom comes in and says, well, are white folks not accepted? Can we not come in? You can come in, but you are not the center of the fucking universe. Everything does not have center around you. And if we are here doing our thing, you don't have to come in here. Just like this YouTube video and every other one, every day there is some troll who comes in, get you some business. We don't have to live rent-free in your head because you don't live in mine. Get you some business, right? Like that's it. And just because Justin Timberlake and Bieber and Miley Cyrus and all these folks, they come in, they use it to do what they need to do, and then they carry themselves over. Look, at some point, I think it's okay to gatekeep. Keep for yourself. Stop teaching all the damn new line dances. I'm not saying don't let somebody in because, money is money, but still. Cut it out. That's all I'm saying. Cut it out.
May I add to that? I'm sorry. I know you want to land the plane, but I take me back up in the air. I take it back up in the air for a moment. So to your thing with Bloom, what's his first name? Edward? It doesn't matter. He's a non-entity.
Edward Bloom.
Okay. So the thing with him, this reminds me of when Hamilton was doing, when they got popular and they were doing, more auditions. They were doing more auditions for different parts. And Lin-Manuel Miranda specifically said that they were looking for Black and brown people to play these things. So one non-melanated woman was upset and was about to sue because of that. So subsequently, what they did is they took off that. But you know what we're looking for, the purpose of this. So my thing is with people like that, Edward Scissorhands and the rest of them, because all he does is chop up stuff.
Yes.
What they can't do is count. So I need every single one of you to go back to school and get your money back, whether it's tax money or you paid for it, because they failed you miserably. Count all of the things on Broadway that do not feature people of color at all. It's more than the one that's there. So what happens is you have the entire pizza, and when we get a pepperoni, you snatch that back and want to sue because we took one pepperoni. We can't have anything by ourselves. You have to have the whole thing. Why? I want to know why, and I need you to answer. Why do you have to have everything when the system was built for you to have? And when people are just trying to get a little bit of something to have joy and live, you have to snatch that back. Why? What? It is not the same. It is not equivalent. And the fact that Edward Scissorhands thinks it's the same equivalency, taking things back because it's unequal, then you have been failed miserably in school because you don't understand the history of this country. You don't know. So I just need an explanation as to why. And you probably can't give me one because you're too daft. Proceed.
The whole thing is, I mean, it's what is so disturbing is that he takes civil rights acts that were created for Black people to support them, to give them the lane because of the mistreatment, because of slavery and all other stuff that has happened to us and our people and our ancestors. And he takes those same laws and use them against Black people and say white people are now being being discriminated against, which is insane when the whole system is based on white folks.
The system was built for you.
But yet again, they get us. I mean, and again, when you go back, for instance, like Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, everyone remembers. In the history, I mean, still we have white friends and white counterparts that still say we didn't even know it existed. We have people that are in Oklahoma, white people in Oklahoma that did not know that Black Wall Street happened in Tulsa. And the reason why it happened is because of jealousy. Remember what was happening during that time. It was a depression. White towns were sinking and their banks were sinking. And so they looked over and saw in Tulsa that the Black community was surviving. And that was because the dollar was circulating throughout the community over and over again. And they were prospering. And they were like, wait a minute, it's a depression. How are they surviving and we're not? I mean, it's more to the whole story, obviously, with the gentleman with the elevator and all the other stuff. But they use it as a catalyst to go into that Black community and destroy it because of jealousy. And it's always jealousy. Think about it. They're going after all of these Black women that are in all these careers, right? DEI, they think it's DEI, when Black people are the least to receive the benefits of DEI, even though it was supposed to be created for us. It is now, I heard someone say the tally is up to now 600 Black women professional Black women have lost their jobs in professional positions in the government. And that is because white mediocre men were jealous that these Black women went to school, got their education, because we all know what segment of the population has the degrees. Black women. And they were upset that why are they getting the positions? Why are they the bosses? Why are they moving up in these government positions? Same thing in the military. Same thing all over the place in the government. These people are white, mediocre white men that don't have anything going for themselves. They're lazy. They don't want to work. They think things should come easy to them. And they get jealous. And so you get the Bloom person, and he is their mascot that says, you know what, we're being discriminated against. And no one's discriminating against you. You just need to do what they're doing. Go get an education. Go,
but no, I feel you. I don't want to interrupt, but they feel they don't have to, because when you have birthright conflict.
I want to address the idiot in the room, the Oath Keeper 2149. You're a dumb fool, and I'm going to tell you why you're a dumb fool. You just said the reason why these women in government get fired because they are incompetent. You're a dumb fool. These Black women have gone to college, have PhDs, they have all the degrees, they have the positions, they have the seniority. No, dumb fool. They are not incompetent. You are incompetent.
Listen,
you're making a statement.
Don't mind him, because old people could never.
I just had to get that one off.
I know.
I hate the idiots.
It could be a bot. It could be a real person. But
it is a real person, I believe. But he's banned. Goodbye.
They could never. They could never. Here's the thing. This is why I just sit here with a smile on my face, because I'm like, your roadblocks that you put up to cover up your mediocrity have caused Black women to be the most educated group in the U.S., have caused us to exceed over it, because we're always told, look, you have to work harder. So now you're upset that your roadblocks have created a super race of people, and now you're mad. You did this. We were already very adept. Let's have that clear. But you and your roadblocks created even more. The fact that we don't, and here's the thing, we talk about our schools being underfunded, etc. But when you look at the teachers and what they do to make a way out of no way, and they don't have half of the resources that are in some of the other more well-funded schools.
Yes.
But they get more out of that. Listen, I've taught at HBCUs, PWIs, Hispanic Serving Institution. Well, it was a PWI that became one, as Hispanic Serving, whatever. But I would put my students from Howard and Morgan up against any PWI any day, because they're brilliant. Why? And it's not that they had the resources that a lot of other people had, but they've always had to think outside of the box to make a way out of no way. You've just had to exist. You've just had to be. You don't grow when you just exist and you're just being. You need challenges. That's why I was like, what school, please? We got them.
Yes.
I mean, Lisa brings a point up, and I'm going to acknowledge this one. She says, same way they're mad because we made the collard greens taste good when they were throwing them out. I mean, think about all of the foods today.
Chicken wings.
Pig feet, chicken wings, all of the things.
Oxtail.
Scraps from the slave master's table. And we made it delicious. We made it good. We made it seasoned. We made it wonderful. And then now it becomes some famous thing or famous piece of on the menu.
They have gentrified oxtail.
Yes.
When you used to go to when we were smaller and you would go to a butcher, they would give it away because it was considered scraps. And now it's a delicacy that you can't even afford to buy.
You can't buy oxtail.
Yes.
And don't go to a Jamaican restaurant and try to order it, because they'll tell you, oh, well, either they don't have it or it's an arm and your leg.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you get two with two tired plantain. You know how they do.
Yeah, she's not lying.
Stay in your lane. I mean, come on. These people are crazy. I mean, Lisa says, oxtails are $1,000 a pound.
She ain't lying.
Exactly.
She's not lying. Yeah.
But I mean, think about all that. Same thing with property. You delegated Black people, Spanish people, indigenous people, all to live by the waterfronts. You said, "Oh, you can't live inland with us, but you can just hang out by the docks. You can hang out in the waterfronts." And then you realize, those waterfronts look good. And then they take the waterfronts, raise the prices, and the people that live in the waterfront that were like this was like a scavenger place to live can't live there any longer. Everything that we have, and I'm going across the board again, indigenous people, Spanish people, poor people, people that don't have as much. If they see the glee in it all, they want a piece of it, and they always never create. I'm not even gonna go down.
That's a whole nother topic because you got New Orleans. I think about Houston. You know, people moving to New Orleans and then want to complain about the music playing down there in New Orleans. You didn't have to bring your bitch ass in there.
Well,
you know
like, I mean,
you move into their neighborhood and like, oh my God, there's so much noise here.
That was Fort Greene.
I told you to
that was Fort Greene. Fort Greene, when the colonizers came back home, they came to Fort Greene Park, and they were like, wait a minute, it's too much noise. Every first Saturday, y'all dance in the park. And then they tried to get rid of our Soul Summit.
Man, we ain't got the time. And I didn't bring my booze.
But you know what? It's not indigenous New Yorkers that are doing that type of stuff. It's these people that are coming from Kansas.
They came from Kansas.
Coming from Kansas, thinking that they're living in the big city, big fun with the wretched, and they're now
the reference.
Yes.
Anyway,
would appreciate that.
It's amazing how the troll. I mean, how do you think the trolls know what we're talking about? I mean, do they like
the keywords go out there, they come in, and here's the thing: a lot of these people that we ban, they literally have a YouTube page with nothing on it just so they can do this. That's all.
Yes.
They have no followers, they have nothing posted, they ain't shit. Okay. They just want to have their voices heard because no one in their lives are listening to them.
Yeah.
And it's actually a sad commentary on society. The fact that this is the only place that you feel you can get attention. Everyone has a need for attention. That's human. But the fact that this is the only way you can get it, it's very sad that even negative attention is something
pathetic.
that you covet. That's really sad.
It's pathetic. It's not even sad. It's pathetic.
I would like to just comment really quick.
Yes.
On Christine's comment, and this brings back to my point here. Black folks gonna be okay. Like, people don't understand how we can actually go out and do all these line dances and have all this joy when we are having a 6-alarm dumpster fire outside. Because Black folks know how to work through some things. We gonna be all right. It's gonna be just fine. As this bitch burned down, we gonna be just fine because we know how to come together. Most of us know how to come together and make it work. The rats already stocked up. I got mine. And my neighbors got collard greens across the street. We gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. But they don't get how can you be joyful? One, being a Black person, of all the things that the good Lord can make you. How can you be so joyful and how y'all out here dancing and stuff when this is happening? Look, it's not in
every lifetime.
We've been through it before.
Not in your DNA.
I would choose Black every lifetime. Always bet on Black.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm not gonna go through too many announcements. I'm just gonna go through one. I'm just gonna hit one up. There we go. And this one is, again, if you're in the building, continue to hit the like anytime you visit this platform. And if you're here for the first time or you're seeing this and record for the first time, hit subscribe. We love when you support our channel. We here love to be here and share good information. Today was good. Oh, this was a good conversation. And I'm so glad you guys picked it for us to talk about. I like it when we all participate. Anyway, last words. 1 minute last words or 30-second last words? 30-second last words. Gwendolyn. Last word.
Read. Okay, so I'm reading this week The Warmth of Other Suns. I read it once before. I'm going to read it again. And yeah, read. Chris?
Stay focused and educate yourself.
There you go, Dr. Tachi.
Don't throw away what you have because it will become somebody else's riches because you didn't want it. The case in point, everybody talking about, small huts in Africa and small apartments. Doesn't everybody want a tiny house now? I rest.
Yeah. Yep. Like Adrian would say, yep. Anyway, my last word, as always, what this platform is focus on what matters. Focus on what matters. And guys, also, I just want to throw that one thing in. Next Tuesday's coming up. Maybe there's voting coming up. So think about, make sure you get yourself on the roll. Make sure you're on the rolls. Continue to do that. And let's get ready. Let's vote for in America and wherever you are in the world, whatever elections you have. Vote, be a participant. Okay, guys, focus on what matters. We're out of here. Thank you so much. Thank you, team. I love this conversation. You guys are the best.